5945 Oak Brook Parkway, if I'm correct.
Okay, and that would be the address of a certain hotel in that area?
Yes, sir.
When you responded, were you alone in your patrol car or was someone with you?
When we responded, I was alone in my patrol car, yes, sir.
Okay, and was there another patrol car or other patrol officers that were responding in their cars to that area?
Yes, sir.
And was this occurring at around 6:40 a.m.? Does that sound right? All right. So based on the information provided to you by Lieutenant Cheek, did you respond to the, I believe it's called the Baymont Hotel on Oak Brook?
Yes, sir.
At some point, did you enter the parking lot?
Yes, sir.
And once entering the parking lot, did you visually see the Chevy Cruze?
Yes, sir.
Was it daylight at that point, or was there at least some light?
It was daylight.
It was daylight. And was the Chevy Cruze displaying the license plate 0F30BNRI?
Yes, sir.
And what was the vehicle doing when you saw it?
So as soon as I hit the parking lot, the vehicle was front-facing parking. That was when I made contact with the vehicle.
So it was pulling into a parking spot?
Yes, sir.
And you say you made contact with the vehicle. What exactly did you do?
So I got behind it, I activated my emergency equipment, I stepped out of my vehicle and simultaneously black male stepped out of the vehicle.
From what door?
Driver.
All right. And did your investigation reveal whether there was anyone else in the car at that time?
Based on that time, there was no one else in the car.
Okay. So he gets out simultaneously to you getting out of your patrol car. Are you producing anything from somewhere on your belt at that point?
Yes. Based on the fact that with the vehicle and all that, I pulled my firearm out and gave verbal commands.
Now, at that point, did you have knowledge through either Lieutenant Cheek or other officers as to why that car was wanted or what it was in relation to, what kind of investigation?
Yes, sir.
And what did you know at that point?
At that point, through running the vehicle through Florida's database and CIC database for license plates, it came out as a vehicle involved in, I believe, a homicide, if I remember what the hit was.
Okay. Now, were you aware at that point, when you were in your vehicle at that time, of the murder of an individual who had a celebrity name of Julio Foolio?
Yes, through just social media, but yeah.
Did you associate the two things? That car was wanted in relationship to that homicide?
Yeah, I basically put it together on my own, based on it was Tampa and the date of entry. From it, I believe it was probably 2 days or some change after the fact.
Did you know that firearms had been involved in that homicide?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And is that one of the reasons you pulled your duty sidearm?
Yes, sir.
When you produced your sidearm and you were exiting your car, did you point it at the suspect that was getting out of the Chevy Cruze?
I did.
Did you give him verbal commands?
Yes, sir.
What type of verbal commands?
I believe I said, let me see your hands. Just try to get compliance from him verbally.
Did he comply?
No.
What did he do?
He decided to run.
When he ran, did you run towards him or take off?
Once he ran, I gave chase.
All right.
As well.
So you're chasing him. What happens?
As we're chasing, I deploy, I drew my department-issued Taser 7 at that time and deployed one set of cartridges. It appeared that he fell behind the car. It looked like he was about to get back up and run again, and I deployed a second set of cartridges.
Now, the parking spot that he was pulling into, was it near the actual building of the hotel?
Yes, it was connected to the hotel.
When he ran, did he run near the hotel or around the hotel?
Yes, he ran. He basically stayed on the side of the hotel and ran towards the back.
When you tasered him or when you deployed your taser, was that in an area that was behind a line of parked cars?
Yes.
And is that where he was running?
Yes.
Did the tasers, as far as you know, make contact with him?
The first set of probes probably did not. The second cartridge did.
Okay, we'll get to that. You deployed a second cartridge in your taser.
Yes, sir.
So if you could, just for those who don't know, with a taser, when it deploys, there are prongs, right?
Yes, sir.
Are there leads, wires that lead to the prongs?
Yes, sir.
Are the prongs designed to lodge in flesh or to try to get into the body in some way?
Yes, sir.
And do they separate as they deploy?
Yes.
What's the purpose of the separation?
So the purpose of the separation, we are taught in the academy to split the belt line. At a certain distance, the probes would essentially travel like at a V formation to try to get a better spread to a person's body to achieve neuromuscular incapacitation.
So when they're deploying, they're moving in a V, so they're spreading out, and they're going to hopefully impact the body is the intent, correct?
Yes, sir. The intent is to give ideally one upper body, one to a leg.
And you indicated neuromuscular incapacitation?
Yes, sir.
NMI, I believe it's referred to?
Yes, sir.
As the suspect was running, did something appear to be happening to his pants?
Yeah, I think when he first fell, that was probably because his pants were sagging and went down to his legs.
Overruled, go ahead.
So you deploy a taser, he falls. Do you deploy a second taser after he falls?
I do.
And is that because he's attempting to get up?
Yes,
Do you believe the second taser made impact with him, the prongs?
it did.
All right. Now, he's on the ground. Does he get back up off the ground?
After the second taser deployment?
Yes.
No, I achieved neuromuscular incapacitation.
Did other officers come to assist you at that point?
They did.
And did they point their guns at the suspect?
Yes.
Did you point your gun at him?
Yes.
Did you reholster, or what did you do with your taser?
So, in the process of running, I was in the process of holstering my department-issued firearm, and that was when I drew my taser and deployed it.
All right. So now you're there with the suspect, other officers are there. Would it be fair to say you have him on the ground and you're surrounding him?
Yes.
Are you or other officers giving him commands?
Yes.
Is he complying?
Based on the neuromuscular incapacitation, afterwards, yes, he decided to comply with all officers there and so forth.
Was he taken into custody and handcuffed?
Yes, sir.
And was he placed into a vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Was that a patrol vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Was he identified?
I had him priorly identified.
Oh, you did? Okay.
He wished not to give me his name and date of birth.
All right.
Just to confirm further his identity.
Did you later confirm his identity as Rashad Murphy?
Yes, sir.
Now, later in your investigation, did you assist officers in detaining another person
Yes, sir.
that was related to the Chevy Cruze?
Yes, sir.
Did the investigation reveal that Mr. Murphy and a woman named Charmaine Steiger had checked into a room earlier that morning
Yes, sir.
in that hotel?
Yes.
And was Ms. Steiger detained?
Yes, sir.
And was she placed into the back of a patrol car
Yes.
there at the scene?
Yes, sir.
Were you wearing and equipped with a body-worn camera on that morning?
Yes, sir.
And your agency, Gwinnett County, issued those to uniformed officers?
Yes, sir.
Now, your body-worn camera, where at that time was it mounted on your uniform?
So my previous agency, Gwinnett County Police Department, we had the main recording box, and then we had a camera that led to our shoulder pointing forward.
Okay. So the camera's pointing off of your shoulder forward of your body.
Yeah, it was my collar. I had a collar piece at that point.
Was the camera activated when you pulled up behind the Chevy Cruze?
Yes, sir.
When you pulled up behind the Chevy Cruze, and did you pull up in a way to attempt to pin the Chevy Cruze in between the other two cars it was parking between?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, we would tender state 64.
Any objection?
No objection.
Okay, admitted.
So your body-worn camera is activated. Is it recording?
Yes, sir.
You did, okay. Moving.
All right, let's get a commercial break in here and get you back into the courtroom for more testimony when we return.
An Amber Alert triggered by a deadly shooting and 2 girls taken by their father.
But did Dustin Durin shoot the mother of his children in self-defense?
The Amber Alert murder trial. Live coverage today on Court TV. Next week on Opening Statements.
These are the biggest true crime cases across the country, and we have you covered each weekday morning before the proceedings begin.
Opening Statements with Julie Grant. Mornings at 8, 7 Central on Court TV.
All right, let's head back to Florida now. A woman is on trial for the shooting death of a local rapper. Her name is Alicia Andrews. She's charged with first-degree murder and conspiracy after prosecutors say that she and 4 others fatally shot 26-year-old Charles Jones.
Charles Jones, a well-known rapper from Jacksonville known as Julio Foolio. He was shot to death outside of his hotel while visiting Tampa for his birthday last year. Now, Alicia Andrews not charged with pulling the trigger, but being something of a lookout in this case, and she's the first one to go to trial. Let's get you back into court now. We're listening to testimony from an arresting officer who didn't arrest this defendant, but arrested one of her co-defendants.
64. That's the interior of your patrol vehicle?
Yes, sir.
And to the right, is there a computer mounted?
Yes, sir.
Are you pulling into the hotel?
Yes, sir.
And is that the hotel on the left?
Yes.
Above your steering wheel, is that the Chevy Cruze pulling into the parking spot?
Yes, sir.
The yellow device that's in your hand, is that the taser?
Yes, sir.
And we could see the wire hanging out of that. Is that the lead?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that connects to the prong that goes into the body.
Yes, sir.
Did Lieutenant Cheek, to your knowledge, contact law enforcement here at Tampa Police Department in Tampa, Florida, to alert them to the arrest of Rashad Murphy?
Yes, sir.
May I have one moment, Your Honor?
Yes.
Anything? Tender the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, cross.
You ever come into contact with Alicia Andrews?
No.
You know who that is?
If I'm correct, it's the lady sitting
All right. Do you know anything about her?
Objection, Your Honor, outside the scope.
I'm going to sustain the objection as the way the question's phrased. So rephrase your question.
You don't know who Alicia Andrews is?
Objection, again, outside the scope and relevance.
Everald, you can answer.
I do not.
Was Alicia Andrews with Rashad Murphy?
No.
So she didn't run
Objection,
from you?
Your Honor. Calls for speculation as to whether she ran.
Well, I think the question was ran with Rashad Murphy, so you can answer that question.
No.
All right. Do you have any indication that Alicia Andrews was in Georgia with Rashad Murphy at any point in time?
No.
Did Rashad Murphy tell you anything about Alicia Andrews?
No.
No further questions.
Okay, redirect.
Yes, Sean. You don't work for the Tampa Police Department, do you?
No, sir.
And you weren't involved in the homicide investigation of the death of Charles Jones?
No, sir.
And you don't know anything about where Miss Andrews may have gone after the murder, correct?
No.
Because you don't work here in Florida and you didn't participate in the investigation, is that fair to say?
Correct.
Nothing else, Your Honor.
Okay, may this witness be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, sir. You're free to go. All right, who's your next witness?
Did he call Detective Angela Carter, or did you want to call?
I can call Klein.
All right, that detective is done. It was an interesting body camera video. Boy, that was a taser, by the way.
This was
that they shot him
a
with.
big deal homicide in terms of everyone in the Southeast knowing that this was happening and that they were looking for these different people, because he said he was familiar with it and thought it could possibly be connected.
Yeah, let's bring in our guest for the hour, criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor Matthew Mangino. Happy Friday to you, Matthew. This case overall, you have this defendant who didn't pull the trigger. I think it's fair to say on some level she's along for the ride. You know, they said that she's helping with scouting, basically using her phone to give information to the whereabouts of the target. I mean, she knew what was going on lately. Why try her first? Put your old prosecutor hat on. Oh, mute.
Out of the way, if you can.
Oh, we got you. We got you.
So, you know, I think you want to get this. I think you want to get this case out of the way if you can. I mean, if there's going to be, you know, some sort of bad news in this prosecution, you know, get it behind you and get on with the case in which you have real, you know, specific evidence of someone, you know, ambushing and murdering another person. I mean, you know, her connection to this is a bit flimsy, but certainly if you're involved in this conspiracy, if you're involved in, you know, surveying the victim, keeping in contact with the killers so that they know precisely where he is and what time he's there, you know, then you've played a role in this. You conspired to carry out this homicide. You didn't pull the trigger. You didn't have a gun. Maybe you didn't even have a beef with this guy, but you participated in this whole process, and rightfully so. You could end up being convicted of first-degree murder because of your involvement.
You called the connection that the prosecution has flimsy. And they do admit that she's not part of this gang, that she was dating someone who may have been in the gang. And there was an argument that the defense tried to make. They tried to say that she was actually dealing with domestic violence from her boyfriend, that she did this under duress. But the judge threw that out. What do you think about that ruling, that she can't even make the argument that any involvement I did have, it was because I was scared of my boyfriend who was involved?
Well, that argument doesn't have a lot of credence because you went to visit a weekend to get away to spend with your boyfriend. I mean, if you're under his control, you know, in terms of domestic violence or some other manipulation, I mean, all you have to do is stay away. You already have a barrier that exists there. And so I think in some ways that had something to do with the judge's decision not to let that domestic violence issue come into this trial. You know, again, you know, could she have been manipulated? You know, that's ultimately something that the jury is going to have to decide in this case. But it appears that she's not necessarily just someone who's hanging around. You know, she's someone who was involved. Did she know this murder was going to be committed? Did she participate in surveillance? That's significant.
Yeah, maybe they drove from Jacksonville to Tampa because he had put out on social media that he was in Tampa. They knew where he was, and she was along for that ride. But well, let's get a break. When we come back, we're going to have more from the Julio Foolio trial with defendant Alicia Andrews.